Hi everybody, my name is Caden.
My name is Jaden.
My name is Eli.
And I'm Jason.
And we are the Yahoo and the Torah channel.
We are so glad you are here tonight.
We know that your time is important, and we know that you could be doing a ton of stuff. So there's 70 or 80 of you guys that watch this consistently, and we thank you guys for that. And you guys are our family, your extended family. And just like every other time, there's dogs growling in the background and all sorts of crazy stuff here. So we are giving it the best shot that we have, and we are hoping that we can convince a couple of you guys that the ways that we all grew up on, with the laws, statutes, and commands being on the cross and in the garbage and something we don't have to apply to our lives, is something that is absolutely not true, and that they are the greatest gift in our lives. And by us having them, we are able to be under a special kind of protection, a covenant. Yah's laws, are very, very important. Boys, what do you think? Give me something on just what I said right there.
The laws are very important to us. They should be very important to us. They were given to us for a reason. That was to keep us in line, to make sure we have a blessed life. Because with these laws, if you were to follow them, you would be blessed by Yahuwah. And if you didn't follow them, you would be cursed. And there would be very bad things that happen to you, your family, your land, your animals. Anything you had, it would be cursed.
Yeah, Eli, tell us how our lives have changed since we started keeping the laws. What are some things that have happened in our lives that show that the Torah has been proven to bless us?
Well, we get lots of rest on the seventh day. That's one good blessing.
Yeah, we do. And we've had a lot of supernatural stuff happen, like when the dogs will fight, things that are just really out of control or something around here. And there's messengers around here. There are absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, messengers of good and evil. And they are messing with us. The evil ones and the good ones are protecting us, just like the Bible says. So these are the 613 laws, statutes, and commands that I believe some rabbi somewhere put together. And we are not Jewish. We are Torah keepers, which means we believe the front of the Bible to the end of the Bible. And we believe the Word of God is the only way to go, and every part of it. So as we go through this list, there are some of these that are not actually in the list, and they are, we're just doing the best we can. And before I go into that, I wanted to roll real quick into some previous ones that we did, and I want to again say thank you to everybody who participates in the comments on this. And we had a lot of questions about sowing seeds and about sowing them together and things of that nature. And so we know that we're not supposed to take handfuls of seeds and toss them in the field, but we didn't know exactly why. And so I would imagine Back to Nature's possibly a gal, but whoever it is, thank you very, very much for writing in. And, these are all clues, and these are the things that our Creator has told us to do, and we don't know why, but they're just really good ideas. And so when we figure out why they're good ideas, this is it. So this is Back to Nature Living. When it comes to fruit trees, it is a good idea to pick off the flowers for the first 3 years so the energy of the tree can go into the root structure and the strength of the tree. All right, boys, and what was the commandment about the trees?
It said not to eat any fruit off your trees within the first 3 years.
Right, and so we didn't know why. So, continuing on, it says, when it comes to diversity of seed, it is important that if you will be collecting seed from an heirloom open pollinated plant, that you do not mix seed of plants of the same family together, or the plants will cross-pollinate, and you won't get a plant that is true to its parent plant when you sow seed the next year. If you want to plant different squashes, for example, the spaghetti squash and the zucchini squash should be planted at least 300 feet away from each other in order to collect true seed. With corn, only one variety should be planted, and it can't be within a mile of anyone else growing corn in order to collect true seed. Hybrid seed should never be collected if you want your plant to be the same as the parent plant the following year. But you can take cuttings from the hybrid parent plant and root them to grow the exact plant as the parent plant the next year. You can also pot up the parent plant to grow the next year as in a hybrid tomato or pepper plant, since they really are a perennial plant if you don't freeze. Okay, so in a nutshell, gentlemen, what did that just say?
Basically that, so you do not, if you want the same exact plant you had the year before, do not put the two different ones together.
Yeah, you got to be, and we've actually done our corn wrong because we have probably mixed corn And so probably all that corn we put out there is useless if we want pure seed, according to this. And so, like everything our Creator does, He creates awesomeness. And just like male and female, He creates male and female plants, and they will cross-pollinate, and you will take something, and with all the GMO seeds and everything out there, and somebody else, maybe you guys out there can tell me this, because down here in South America, one piece of corn seed grows one corn stalk with one single piece of corn. We have seen nothing else. That is how they do it. And if I remember right, when I was up in North America, one piece of corn would grow a stalk, and it had a bunch of pieces of corn on it. Now, can you guys out there explain to me exactly what is happening? And my guess is Monsanto has completely owned the seed down here, and now we have corn that has one piece of corn on it, and it's like a regular stalk of corn that grows 6 feet tall and has one piece of corn. So go figure. So thanks again to Back to Nature Living, and let us begin this 613 laws right here, and we are starting on number 311. And so 311 is not to burn anything on the altar besides incense. And that was my dog running away with a something, and my wife trying to chase him. All right, hit it, guys. Who's and there it is again. Exodus 39.
It says, "Do not offer strange incense on it, or a burnt offering, or grain offering, and do not pour drink offering on it."
Okay, so what's an example of some individuals that offered up the strange fire?
Well, we have the sons of Aaron, the priest.
Abihu.
Yeah, we had his 2 kids went and decided that one night or something they're gonna put strange fire on it. We don't exactly know why they did it or why they decided just they were gonna go.
What did they do? So they probably mixed something in there,
and it created a strange fire and consumed them and killed the 2 children.
Yeah, and there's something interesting about the sacrifices that our Creator has, is that He wants them with salt. He wants them with certain stuff. He's a creator of smells, right? We are created in His image. So if you can imagine the steak smell from a restaurant or your kitchen or something of the sort, this is what appeases our Creator. And so I don't believe He's millions of light years away or galaxies away or anything. I think He's like right above us, out of our dome, and the earth is His footstool, as the Bible says. Okay, so let's go to 3:12. The Levites carry the ark on their shoulders. It says no command. Number 7:9. Explain this.
Yeah, 7:9 it says, "But the sons of Kehath He gave none, because theirs was the service of the Kadesh objects which they bore on their shoulders." So this is talking about kind of like an inheritance and what they had gotten.
So Levites carry, it's not the ark, it's carried what?
Carried on, which they bore on whole Kadesh objects.
All right, so I mean, you gentlemen who know the Torah, what would happen if you carried the ark on your shoulders?
You die.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you had the poles, if you were touching the ark itself,
right?
you had to have the poles.
Right, there's poles in there.
You slide through, and you can lift it up, and if you touch the ark, you're dead.
Right,
It
so goes for the saying, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but you better touch it with a 10-foot pole.
You better slide it. It has to be a special pole to slide in.
So who got smoted by touching it?
It was one of David's guys, I believe. Yeah. He was wanted to look at the ark.
No, it tipped over. They had it. He didn't do it right. He decided he was gonna pick it up, put it in a back of a wagon, and the oxen tipped over. They hit a bump and tipped it over, and this guy, in respect, tried to save the ark from flipping over, but because he was not a Levite and touched it, it caused him to die.
No, even if he was a Levite and touched it, he would be smoted. You don't touch the Ark of the Covenant. You have stave poles. So whose fault was this?
David's, pretty much, because David didn't have the priest go and get it.
He didn't know how to do it, right? He didn't have the Levites do it, and so they sorry folks, so they did it wrong, and they had it loaded up on the cart. The cart hit something, and it started tipping. And then, do you guys remember this guy's name?
I don't remember his name.
I can't remember either.
He was there one time, and that was it.
Yeah, but he was a special guy because they put the ark at his house for a long time, and he was blessed.
Was it? Oh, the guy that put it at his house. His name was Obed-Edom.
Was it?
Yeah.
Was that the same guy? I think it was the same guy that died.
No, it was a different guy.
All right, we'll look this up. We'll find out. Sorry, guys. We just jumped the shark here. All right, 3:13. Not to remove the poles of the ark. And so, real quick on 3:12, we left that in there because this is 613 commands, and so we start actually pulling out their Judaism things. You're not gonna have that many. So we'll leave this in there and somehow fix this at the end. 3:13. Not to remove the poles from the ark. There we go. Exodus 25:15.
And you shall make poles of acacia wood, and overlay them with gold. and shall put the poles into the rings on the side of the ark to lift up the ark. The poles are in the rings of the ark; they are not taken from it.
Yes. Okay. So there we go. That is what we're supposed to do, and I just keep moving this thing. Okay. 3:14. The Levites must work in the temple. Numbers 18:23. Who has that?
I do. Because the Levites shall do the service of the tent of appointment, so they themselves bear their wickedness, a law forever throughout the generations, that among the children of Israel they are to have no inheritance.
Right. And so they are the temple workers. They are Yah's people.
Yah chose them out of all 12 tribes.
Yes. And so it'd be crazy to be a priest for Yah. It'd be awesome. All right. 3:14. The Levites must work in the temple. Did I just do that one? Okay. 3:15.
Yep.
There are specified duties for the Levites. Numbers 18:3.
And they shall guard your charge and the duty of the tent, but they do not come near the furnishings of the Kodesh place and the altar, lest they die, both they and you.
It doesn't say their specified duties. It just says they don't go. What is it again?
No, go near the Kodesh place. Whatever the furnishings of the Kodesh place.
Eli, you need to fix that one. That is not specified duties for the Levites. All right, 3:15 is on Eli to fix. That doesn't say that. 3:16, the priest will be dedicated and must be treated as sacred. Leviticus 21:8.
You shall sanctify him therefore, for he offers the bread of your Elohim. He shall be holy unto you, for I, Yahuwah, which sanctify you, am holy.
Yes, and priests absolutely had to be holy in all things. So, 3:17, the priestly work shifts must be equal during holidays. Wow, I don't remember that, but let's see what it is. 18, Deuteronomy 18:6 and through 8.
I think this one was a little bit weird, so I didn't know what to actually change for it.
And when the Levite comes from one of your gates, from where he has sojourned among all Israel, and he shall come with all the desire of his being to the place which Yahuwah chooses, then he shall serve in the name of Yahuwah his Elohim, like all his brothers, the Levites, who are standing there before Yahuwah. They are to have no portion to eat besides that what comes from the sale of his inheritance.
That says absolutely nothing like that. Yeah, so that has to do with a Levite coming back, that he needs to be, what?
Yeah,
Take care of.
And he has no food, but the food
Right.
comes from his, I mean,
whatever he gets from like his priestly duties.
right, which is like tons of food.
Yeah, I mean they should have
this guy
a lot of food.
should have been like that
I mean,
big fat guy on Robin Hood, the Friar Tuck, that big old.
Friar Tuck.
Hey, you guys don't remember that?
Was he the one who pushed the priest out the window?
Yes, one of them. But anyway, we're off on some
Anyways,
worldly crap.
we're back.
Sorry. Okay, here we go. Then so 3:17 needs to be changed as well.
Uzzah was his name.
Oh, Uzzah. That's right, Uzzah. But it was Uzzah's house, wasn't it?
No.
No, it was at Obed, or no. That's where they brought it to after this because he was afraid.
All right. So my wife just brought this up, and it is Uzzah who touched the side of the ark, and that comes out of First Chronicles. What? How come I can't see that?
I don't know.
So it's First Chronicles something or the other, and we will find that. But okay, so that is Uzzah. It's really nice having a team here. You know, it is really super nice, and thank you, team. Where are we at? Speaking of team,
3:18.
Priest must wear.
3:18. The priest must wear the priestly garments during the service. Exodus 28:2.
And you shall make Kodesh garments for Aaron your brother, and for esteem and for your comeliness.
Right. And what were the garments? What would explain what
They
they?
had special tunics.
They had to put on like a chest armor thing, shoulder pads, and like a thing with all the gems of Israel,
Different colors. What?
of stones for each tribe,
And each stone had what?
a name on it.
And a different color, right? It's a different kind. Okay, so we are 3:19. The priestly garments must not be torn. Exodus 28:32.
Says. And the opening for his head shall be in the middle of it, a woven binding all around, like the opening of his scale armor, so that it is not tear.
Okay, so this is talking about the top of the garment, right?
Yeah,
it's
so
talking about
when
the
they
head.
put it on, just rip on the head.
Some giant-headed
Oh,
priest
sorry about that.
rips it, and then it's game
They
over.
size it for the wrong size head.
All right, so this is, I mean, that's essentially, these are all for Levites. These are things that would not apply to us
This
today.
is like a Levite category.
Yeah, so
if you were a Levite.
if you were a Levite, and this is how you would you would make your garment so your giant head didn't rip through it. All right, 3:20. The breastplate must not be loosened from the ephod. Exodus 28:28.
And they bind the breastplate by the means of the rings to the rings of the shoulder garment, using a blue cord, so that it is above the embroidered band of the shoulder garment. So the breastplate does not come loose from the shoulder garment.
Okay, and so what is a breastplate?
The breastplate was the chest thing with the stones on it.
All right, okay. And so I have Nicole here again, which I am happy about because I really want to get her in these videos. And so it is First Chronicles 13 that has the story of David and Uzzah. And so we will actually educate ourselves a little bit more and talk about that tomorrow. But thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Okay, so the breastplates, don't drop the breastplate. It's probably heavy, I would imagine. 321, a priest must not enter the temple when drunk. Leviticus 10:9.
Do not drink wine nor strong drink, you nor your sons with you, when ye go into the tabernacle of the assembly, lest ye die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations.
So this happened right after when?
They offered strange fire on
Yeah, so Aaron's kids probably had a little too much sauce, and they got sauced up and ended up...
a life and fire.
Hey, check this out. And they, a couple guys laughing around, and Yah smote him.
Stuff on the altar and fired it up, and that guy's like, no.
There's many other places to try that.
So Aaron was probably a bad dad or something at some level, because his curse, or his, I guess it's a curse, but what was he told not to do when they died?
You cannot allowed to cry.
Yeah,
don't tear your garments. Don't put ash on your head. Do not cry.
Don't cry for your kids. Wow, how crazy is that? So Yah has his ways for sure. Where are we at? 322? Mm-hmm. A priest must not enter the temple with an uncovered head. Leviticus 10:6.
And Moshe said unto Aaron, and unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar, his sons, Uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest ye die, and lest wrath come upon all the people. But let your brethren, the whole house of Yasharel, bewail the burning which Yahuwah has kindled.
So this takes us into head covering stuff, because our brother Shaul talks about head coverings at some point in the New Testament. And I don't see that. I have never found that a command that we're supposed to do. The priest, yes.
Yeah, like the priest's little cap thing.
And, that's why much of what Jewish people do is because the priest took it out of the temple and decided to use it. And it's the same with the washing of the hands. That's why they have their little fountains and their little crazy cups, and they pour the water in holding the left side, and they, wash whatever on the right side. And it's a, I don't even know what to say. It's a theater thing, it's like a ritual, and it's not in Torah at all. And so, I don't know. Okay, so here we go. 3:2:3. Priest must not enter the temple with torn clothes. Leviticus 10:6.
Same one.
Okay, same one. Leviticus 3:24. A priest must not enter the sanctuary for no reason. All right, have a job to do, or beat it. Leviticus 16:2.
And Yahuwah said to Moshe, Speak to Aaron your brother, not to come in at all times at the Kadesh place inside the veil, before the lid of atonement, which is on the ark, lest he die, because I appear in the cloud above the lid of atonement.
Yeah, it'd be sketchy. It would be really sketchy being in there. You
have to do everything perfect.
If you mess up at all, you might end up dead.
Yeah, and they have a rope tied to you and pull you on out, because the house ain't gonna get you out of there.
Yeah, you two people can't be behind it at the same time.
Yeah, that's not good. So we have a little bell, and that bell stops ringing. He dead.
Was that a thing? Was that an actual thing?
I believe it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's something about how you do tie rope. Someone told me that. I think it was some pastor or something said how they would. That's like how they would do it. They tie rope, and so if the guy died,
No, that's true.
I don't think I remember. I know.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, that could be.
We should investigate that. Who wants to investigate that?
I will investigate that.
Caden wants to. All right. We'll tell you guys tomorrow. We'll figure this one out. Okay. During the service, a priest must not leave the temple during the service. Leviticus 10:7.
And ye shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the assembly, lest ye die. For the anointing oil of Yahuwah is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moshe.
So if you have stomach issues, you probably shouldn't be a priest that day, dude, because you have to go running out of the temple. It's over. Game over. 3:2:6. To send the impure from the temple. Numbers 5:2.
It says, Command the children of Israel to send out of the camp every leper and everyone who has a discharge, and whoever becomes defiled for a being.
That does not say temple. It
says
says
the
camp.
Yeah, so they can't be. Be outside the gates.
Right, and so I don't even think they should be in the temple. I don't think they would be.
They should be near the temple.
Yeah, they'd be like yelling unclean, unclean. Okay, that leads to 5:3, which is 3:27. Impure persons must not enter the temple.
Send out both male and female, and send them outside the camp, so that they do not defile their camps in the midst of which I dwell.
Dude, these guys, nobody read this list. I wonder who put this list together, honestly. That does not say temple again. Okay, so that says camp. Okay, in this. So, Eli, make sure these gets fixed, everybody.
Yep.
Right? So this list isn't all corrupted. Where are we at? Unclean persons must not enter inside the gates. Okay, so Deuteronomy 23:11. Unclean persons must not enter inside the gates. Who has it?
I do. It says, And it shall be toward evening that he bathes with water, and when the sun goes down, let him come into the midst of the camp.
What do you mean? It says come into the midst of the camp?
Yeah, this is 23:11, right?
Yeah, 23:11. It says must not enter inside the gate.
It says, and it shall be toward evening that he bathes water, and when the sun goes, let him come into the midst of the camp.
Read up a little bit.
It says, okay, the 10 says, when there is any man unclean among you, who is unclean because of a mission in the night, then he shall go outside the camp. Let him not come into the midst of the camp. Then the next verse says, if once after he bathes, he can return.
Okay, yeah.
I put the wrong verse in there.
Okay, that's your fault.
I don't know. I think I might have actually
So it's
read
23:10.
I might have read the wrong verse or something.
All right, 23:10. Unclean persons, and this is talking about a man with a discharge, and you have a discharge. You're gone outside of the thing, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Be serious. Okay, 3:2:9. Unclean priests cannot do temple service. Leviticus 22:2.
Speak unto Aaron and to his sons, that they separate themselves from the holy things of the children of Yashrael, and that they profane not my holy name in those things which they hallow unto me. I am Yahuwah.
Doesn't say anything about unclean priests doing temple service, but we know that they shouldn't do it. Are you sure you got the right verse on this? I mean, the verses were there. We just read through them, right? What does 22:1 say?
22. And Yahuwah spoke unto Moshe, saying,
Well, that's
Speak
definitely
unto
not it.
Aaron and to his sons,
Huh.
they separate.
It doesn't say that.
They
Again.
separate themselves from the holy things.
Okay, so well, holy things. Okay, so maybe that is it. Maybe do
Yeah, because I think they're supposed to be near the holy things most of the time.
only if they have a purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you ain't
Don't come in here without a
No
reason.
no loitering. Okay, 3:2. We already did that one. Why do I keep getting confused on this list?
We're on 3:30.
3:30. Terrible number. Those bad people. That 3:30. Terrible people. Priests must be holy.
And they shall be holy unto their Elohim, and not profane the name of their Elohim. For the offerings of Yahuwah made by fire, and the bread of their Elohim they do offer, therefore they shall be holy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, that's it.
be Kadesh Buell.
Yeah, and be holy. How does someone be holy, folks?
I guess following the laws and no stepping outside that boundary.
Yeah, that's how you would at least know that what holiness is. 3:31. A priest must wash his hands and feet before ministering. Exodus 30:19.
It says, and Aaron and his sons shall wash from it their hands and feet, when they go into the tent of appointment, or when they come near the altar to attend, to burn an offering made by fire to Yahuwah, they wash with water, lest they die.
Aha. Well, that's good. So, wash your feet before they go in the temple.
Must be clean.
Place
Yes.
was real clean.
Yeah, 3:32. A blemished priest must not enter the temple. Leviticus 21:23.
Only he shall not go in unto the veil, nor come nigh unto the altar, because he has a blemish, that he profane not my sanctuaries, for I, Yahuwah, do sanctify them.
It's very interesting. So he has
Like
some
scab, like
sore.
some kind of cut or something.
I would say some open sore of some kind.
You're not allowed to go in there.
Yeah. Don't.
And they had to have a lot of priests, because one of them got, like, if there's only one guy and he got sick, like, the whole thing would be a backup. So
You got to have a sick day. So you have a sick day.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you can't be running from the altar if you got the runs or something.
yeah, there has to be, like, a whole bunch of people in there. A lot of
If
priests.
you got the trots, you're going to be running out of there and you're going to die. They're going to strike you to the ground. Okay, here we go. Next. Sorry. Trying to keep it a little entertaining here.
3:33.
3:33. A blemished priest must not serve. We already did that.
No, we did 3:32.
Oh, a blemished priest must not enter the temple. Okay, a blemished priest must not serve. So he's time off. Leviticus 21:17.
Speak unto Aaron, saying, Whosoever he be of your seed in their generation that has any blemish, let him not approach to offer the bread of his Elohim.
Very important. Yah wants perfection. 3:34. A temporary blemished priest must not serve. Leviticus 21:18.
For whatsoever man he that has a blemish, he shall not approach, a blind man, or a lame, or he that has a flat nose, or anything.
Does it say flat nose?
Yeah.
What does that mean? A flat nose? That like no nose?
Maybe
What does this say?
They have broken
Or
nose.
superfluous.
What?
Superfluous.
Superfluous. Fluous. SUPERFLUOUS.
Which one is that?
Fine.
It's
Or
Leviticus
superfluous, or a man that is broken foot or broken handed, or crooked back, or a dwarf, or that has a blemish in his eye, or be scurvy, or scabbed, or has his stones broken.
Stones broken.
That's what it says.
Hold on.
Wait a
Yours.
second. Let me see this again. Hold on, guys.
Oh, yes.
Or is a eunuch in our
Oh,
version.
yeah, it's a stones broken. No. I'm sorry, guys.
Editing, we'll censor that one.
Yeah, I'm sorry, folks.
We don't really. We are our own.
It's stones. Yeah,
editors,
one in the Sephora says or his
That's
stones.
actually, they take half this from the
Stones
KJV,
broken.
so I bet the KJV has it as
All right,
well.
anyway,
Leviticus
so
21:18.
Yeah.
I want to find that.
that's not working well. So anyway,
Nose.
are you looking it up, Jed?
Yeah, I'm
That's
looking at mine.
discrimination.
What does it say in Hallelujah Scriptures?
Okay, so it says, for anyone who has a defect is not drawn near, A man blind, or one lame, or disfigured, or deformed. A man who has a broken foot, or a broken hand. Or a hunchback, or a dwarf. Or a man who has defect in his eye, or eczema, or scab, or is a eunuch.
So that's a ton of stuff. I mean, eczema and a scab, I mean, that's simple anything.
It's super things.
Like, yeah, most of the kids go and have an acne during a temple priest. Guys would not make it this thing, right? They couldn't serve in there because
You have to grow up.
owned. Yeah, you better wait a couple years, son. Okay, where are we at?
Numbers 18:4.
18:4. 335. A stranger shall not come nigh unto the temple. Okay, 18:4. Who has it?
Alright, it says, and they shall be joined with you and guard the duty of the tent of the appointment for all the service of the tent. But a stranger does not come near you.
Okay, so what would a stranger be consisted of?
It'd be someone basically outside of Israel or outside of Levi in this case, because only Levites were supposed to be working in the temple. So I would say anyone outside of who was grafted in or outside of Israel that came into Israel would not be allowed in.
So how would you not become a stranger?
Basically start following laws and you start doing what they do, and you get grafted into one of the tribes.
Probably find a tribe and become.
You are my tribe. I stay with you.
Yeah, you just pick your tribe and see who wants you, I suppose. Okay, 336. Blemished animals are unacceptable as offerings. Leviticus 22:21.
And whosoever offers a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahuwah to accomplish his vow, or a free will offering in cattle or sheep, it shall be perfect, it will be accepted. There shall be no blemish therein.
No blemish sacrifices, no blemish priests. Clean your hands, clean your feet, clean it up. Okay, 337. Not to dedicate a blemished animal for the altar. Leviticus 22:20, one verse up.
But whatsoever has a blemish, that shall ye not offer, for it shall not be acceptable for you.
And 22, Shug?
Blind or broken or maimed or having a running sore or scurvy or scab, ye shall offer these unto Yahuwah, nor make an offering by fire of them unto the altar unto Yahuwah.
Okay, and so we did 22:24?
Not yet. Ye shall offer unto Yahuwah that which is bruised or crushed or broken or cut, neither shall ye make any offering thereof in your land.
Yeah, don't be a cheapskate. Don't be taking broken animals to Yah, and he wants a perfect sacrifice. So that just covered 337, not to dedicate a blemished animal for the altar. A maimed animal must not be sacrificed. And 339, not to sprinkle the blood of a disabled animal. And then, is this the last one, folks?
340, yep.
340. 340 is not to burn the fat of a defective animal. Leviticus 22:22, which is the same as 338. So does it say that, not to burn the fat of a
It says not to make an offering of fire by them.
See, they just add a whole bunch of commands.
It's more like just don't offer by them by
don't
fire.
add
I think
the blood of an animal
they
either.
have probably a weird Torah with Mexican stuff from like Babylon, and that's what they're like putting.
That is what they have. Is like I was telling you guys today, they have like 1,200 commandments for Shabbat, to keep it Shabbat.
That's not too much.
And like ripping toilet paper. They can't flip lights on and
1,200
off.
commands?
Yeah.
They do every single one of these every single week on Friday
Well,
night.
that's the thing, is they start lighting candles at the end of when Shabbat comes. They light candles in a certain order. Lots of people do this stuff.
Bread. It's weird.
Yeah, no, it's a Judaism, and it's not. None of this stuff is in the Torah. It doesn't say anything like that. It's supposed to be easy. His yoke is easy. There's no burden to this or any sort of this. So it's easy to do. What's anyone who the hardest command that is personal for you, Jade, that to keep?
I can't. Like it's like none of them are really hard. It's like
Eli.
the only
I really don't have one.
Anyone?
the hardest one for me would be like because when someone offers you food, you got to ask them what's in it. So it's like the most weird because like sorry, I can't eat this from you because it's unclean.
Yeah, no. There's the commands are super simple. There's
nothing hard about them.
There's some
like Levi, doing the jobs are a hard thing. Like Levi jobs are hard.
Absolutely, slaughtering all those animals and doing this.
You gotta do it a special way as well.
And so anyway, that is it. We are running through these things, guys. We really appreciate your time on this and spending your time with us. You guys are family to us, and we do this because we are told to fish for men, and we should be passing it on. You guys should be passing this forward as well. When you guys know somebody that doesn't know the Torah, that doesn't know the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach, Jesus the Christ, as most people know him as, but again, there's no J's in Hebrew, so it had to be like a Y, like Joshua with a Y, Yeshua, and it means, what does it mean? What Yeshua mean?
Salvation.
Salvation, and the name Jesus doesn't actually mean salvation or anything like that, and it wasn't even in the King James until 1611. Prior to that, as IESUS, and prior
Greek.
Yeah, it was Greek, and he wasn't Greek. He was Hebrew. So he would never have been named a Greek name, and
or an English name, Spanish name.
yeah, and our names, we all came from North America. We came from Babylon. We're Babylonians by by birth, all of us, and all of our names don't translate. How does your name sound down here?
It's like Hayden. It's whatever they can pronounce.
So this is Jaden, and his name's like, if you guys want to understand how the Messiah's name did not change, right? His name, when we came down here, his name never changed, but how do people say it?
There's multiple ways. There's Hayden, there's like, some people call me Jared or Jaron. It's like whatever they can pronounce is usually what I let them do, because they can't pronounce the J because there's no J in Spanish.
Right, so Eli, what...
They call me Ellie.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe with other, like, when people say Yeshua, you're definitely going to hear it differently with other languages. When people are speaking in Spanish, it might be like Yeshua or something like that. It might go fast. You might hear something else.
But it's still going to be the same name.
It's still going to be spelled the same. You're going to spell it so they're like, oh, that's how you say it.
And the thing is, like, the name Jesus is like Jesus.
Jesus, yeah.
Down here, especially the same name, it's like Jesus.
That's literally Zeus.
And there's nothing, when people, you wouldn't know Yeshua, you would have to say Jesus Cristo te llama, which is Jesus Christ loves you. And that's the only thing people would know. But as we get educated and as we learn what the Messiah's name was, there's only one name under heaven by which you can be saved. And so if we have that wrong, we're already in the wrong direction. And, they've replaced the name of our Creator hundreds and hundreds of times. And what's the name of our Creator?
It's Yahuwah Elohim. It's not Lord God.
And what does that mean?
It means YHWHs.
What does Yahuwah mean?
I am that I am.
I am that I am. Okay, guys. Thank you very much, everybody out there. We hope you are blessed, and much love to everybody out there. We are out.
Shalom.
Shalom.